Hey guys, this is the Fat Panda with another video gym challenge. This is actually the second one I've recorded on the night. I had a little bit of backlog of these battles. This is again for the Shadowboxing gym, pogpod's gym, not mine. I haven't really had a challenger recently. Guess I scared them all off. Anyway, this is Dragon Claw once again challenging pogpod for the gym battle. This is the fourth video I'm going to be doing. I don't know how many times they've actually battled, though. I guess it's the third I'm doing. It's the fourth overall. I guess pogpod did cast one of his own before you know, he asked me to do it, and I love casting, so why not? Looking at the teams, pogpod is using the same team he used last time, while it looks like Dragonclaw did a little switch up. He actually dropped the Slowking from his team for Sigilif, which is a decision I definitely agree with. Pogpod's old team, when he used to have things like Trick Room and Tailwind and more gimmicky stuff, Slowking was actually a lot better because if Trick Room was up, Slowking wrecked. But now that that's no longer the case, I think Sigilif is actually a pretty good idea. Even if it is a double battle, so it may not be as effective, I think it can do more than the Slowking used to be able to do. Other than that, his team is the same as last time. You know, he's got decent special attacker plus hazards and Nidoqueen, taunt and attacks and Aerodactyl, a bulky special attacker, Porygon 2, and then Scarf, Flygon, and Priority Lucario. So it's a pretty good balance overall. Let's just get into it then, why don't we? Whoop. As I completely wham my camera and shit. Back to normal! Fantastic. Alright, so Dragonclaw opens with Sigilif Nidoqueen, which is actually a pretty good opening in my opinion, while pogpod opens with Drifblim and Sableye. Sableye goes for the fake out on the Nidoqueen, which is pretty much absolutely necessary, but that allows of course Sigilif to get Cosmic Power up, so now it's at +1/+1, which is pretty good. Drifblim goes for the Acrobatics, and he's aimed at actually at Sigilif, which I find interesting. I thought they'd just try to knock out Nidoqueen as fast as possible, but it actually does quite a bit of damage, more than I would have expected to Sigilif. Sigilif gets the burn, so no statuses coming out against it. Sableye goes for a taunt on Nidoqueen, once again, while Drifblim once again goes for Acrobatics on Sigilif, and somehow goes before it this time. Oh, and Burden, of course. And we get the Roost. So Sigilif can heal up a decent amount, and actually can heal more than Drifblim can do. While Nidoqueen actually predicted the taunt, goes for the Earth Power, which is going to do decent damage to Sableye. If Sableye doesn't have recover, it's actually going to be in a pretty sticky situation now. Now Sableye goes for the taunt on Sigilif, so both his team members are taunted right now. While Drifblim goes for Tailwind, so they're going to be his team's faster now. Sigilif actually was going for the Heat Wave though, so he predicted the taunts very well. Misses unfortunately onto Sableye, but does hit Drifblim. Flamethrower coming out for the Sableye. I am surprised that he didn't go for the Earth Power because it would have done more damage and would have probably taken Sableye out there. However, Heat Wave coming out now. Wow, that's twice it's missed Sableye in a row. Doesn't matter though, here's yet again another Flamethrower. So finally, the Sableye falls right actually his taunt wears off, so that's pretty good timing right there. Because now Nidoqueen can get Stealth Rocks off if it wants. Drifblim goes for Acrobatics yet again. Gets darn close to taking out Sigilif. Earthquake from Heracross. Doesn't affect either of the flying types, and is going to do quite a bit of damage to Nidoqueen. But Nidoqueen does survive. It is pretty bulky. And Sigilif goes for the Heat Wave yet again, which is going to do great damage to Heracross, even if it does like nothing to the Drifblim. And Nidoqueen gets the Stealth Rock. At this point, Pogpod Shedinja is 100% useless because when it switches in, it dies. I don't think Pogpod has a spinner on his team, so that was a pretty lethal blow right there. Drifblim going for the Acrobatics again. Goes for the Sigilif, which is the smart decision because otherwise Sigilif would have roosted this turn, I assume. While Heracross goes for the Earthquake, which is going to take out Nidoqueen. So Stealth Rocks went up. But Dragonclaw lost both his team members, so that's a fairly even trade because it's essentially a 2-for-1 because, of course, you have to count out Shedinja for the rest of the battle now. Tailwind ended there, too, so that's important to note. So in comes Aerodactyl and Lucario. Let's see, Heracross gets switched out. And he actually sends in Shedinja, who will fall, of course, here. I assume he was just going for the free switch. But Aerodactyl goes for the Stone Edge, which, of course, or should, I should say, take out Drifblim, I believe. Yep, that's not surprising. And then Lucario is going to attack Thin Air this turn. Yep. Here, Pogpog sends out his Breloom, and he brings Heracross back out. Heracross will take a small amount of damage. Actually, it does take neutral from Stealth Rock, because it is Bug and Fighting. So that's pretty bad. He, for some reason, immediately withdraws Breloom, and goes for the Infernape, which I find interesting. Lucario went for Extreme Speed, which will take out Heracross. Yep. While Aerodactyl goes for the Taunt onto Infernape. I guess that's probably why Pogpod withdrew his Breloom, is because he didn't want it to get taunted for the Spore, but I mean, what's going to stop it from getting taunted here, in my opinion? So, there's fake out. That was actually pretty well done. Because now Breloom's going to get a Spore off. I assume he's going to go for Lucario, but unfortunately, Lucario's faster. And since Breloom's Focus Sash was actually broken by Stealth Rocks, it does fall here, which is rather unfortunate. Lucario had an Extreme Speed, which he aims at Infernape. He'll do good damage there, while Aerodactyl actually goes for Earthquake, which is faster, of course, than Infernape. Forgot the name for a second. He takes out his own Lucario, but it's 100% worth it right now, because Infernape is actually, I believe, Pogpod's last Pokemon. Oh, excuse me. Which means here, Dragonclaw actually does manage to defeat his nemesis, per se, Pogpod. Looking at the team, I believe it was actually a 3-0 victory, which is a pretty big, difference from last time. I attribute a lot of that actually to switching out the Slowking. Slowking is very good at a lot of things. In this battle, against this team was not one of those things. It was pretty worthless. So, Sigilif was a much better team member. At the very least, it soaked up attacks, but it also contributed a bit with Heat Wave. So, that's pretty good there. Dragonclaw has actually finally, after how many battles, who knows, he's taken the Shadow Boxing badge from Pogpod. So, unless he starts challenging me again, I might run out of things to cast, because he's no longer going to be challenging Pogpod. So, hopefully he comes at me soon or something. That'd be great. Not a lot to say about this. It was pretty self-explanatory. Stealth Rocks plus Taunt completely destroyed Pogpod's team in this case. So, yep, not a lot to mention. Stealth Rocks I'm surprised, to be honest, that he still has Shedinja. Shedinja is really cool, really fun. But I mean, any hazards take it out. Any status, well, any damaging status takes it out. Weather, so I mean, it's very, very frail. It's very, very cool, but man, you have to protect that sucker with everything you got. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if he got rid of it. It's cool, but it's, you know, it's more of a gimmick than anything, and that's really all there is to that. Anyway, before I lose my voice any further and get much sicker, I'm going to end this video while I can. So this is the Fat Panda signing out for this video.